With the transfer window almost shut, this time on Eurofootball Daily, we're looking at the 10 transfers that no one could have predicted. Let's go. 10. Remo Freuler to Nottingham Forest. In all honesty, we could have listed a whole number of Nottingham Forest signings. Jesse Lingard got the ball rolling after choosing the newly promoted outfit, while Morgan Gibbs-White's monstrous €30 million price tag is one few saw coming. However, perhaps the most intriguing of all their additions is Remo Freuler. Signed from Atalanta to the tune of €9 million, Forest have landed a Swiss international with bags of European experience. Over the past 6 years, the former Grasshoppers star has blossomed into one of the very best defensive midfielders in Serie A, regularly finishing among the top 10 players for tackles, pressures, blocks, and even progressive passes. Last season saw him put in his best defensive shift to date, clocking in 4.3 tackles and interceptions per 90. It makes it even more impressive then that Forest managed to sign him. Although Gianpiero Gasperini had reportedly told the 30-year-old that his game time at Atalanta was set to be limited, Freuler still had all the credentials to join a top Europa League club. But Freuler will now be channeling his expertise into keeping Steve Cooper's Forest in the Premier League. Should they pull it off, this could be one of the signings of the summer. 9. Giacomo Raspadori to Napoli. For most of the summer there was a doom and gloom feeling around Napoli. Legends like Insigne and Mertens left, while club stars in Koulibaly and Fabio Ruiz were put in the shop window. With the rest of Serie A growing in strength, Luciano Spalletti was right to worry his side was falling behind their top 4 rivals. But against the backdrop of rumours that President Aurelio De Laurentiis was desperate to slash the wage bill, the club have come out swinging. Kim Min-jae has been a hit since signing from Fenerbahce, Giovanni Simeone has been pinched from Hellas Verona, while Kvicha Kvaratskhelia has already been dubbed the new star of the Diego Armando Maradona after 3 goals and 1 assist in his first 2 Serie A appearances. And now step forward Giacomo Raspadori, the Italian forward recently signed from Sassuolo. With 10 goals and 5 assists last season, the 22-year-old showed everyone why he's such an exciting talent. The deal could eventually rise to €35 million, which looks like a snip for a player with 13 caps for Italy under his belt. So it looks like Napoli had a plan this summer all along, and what a plan it could turn out to be. 8. Oliver Burke to Werder Bremen. Few would have predicted that Oliver Burke would still be a player in a top 5 European league at this point in his career, as sadly the Scot has never quite hit the heights that saw him unhelpfully labelled the Scottish Bale back in 2016, after bursting through at Nottingham Forest. Success at the City ground earned him a €13 million switch to RB Leipzig, but things spiralled from there. But for a prosperous short stint with Celtic, where he scored 4 in 14 league appearances, Burke has bounced around Europe, from Alaves in Spain to West Brom and Sheffield United in England. Despite our misgivings, this summer the 25-year-old earned a contract with the newly promoted Bundesliga side Werder Bremen, and how he has shattered expectations so far at the Weserstadion. From just 25 minutes of football off the bench, Burke has scored twice, both deep in injury time, handing Werder a point against Stuttgart, then a remarkable victory away to Borussia Dortmund. Considering he spent the end of last season on loan with Millwall in the Championship, it's great to see Burke's latest shot at redemption finally going to plan. 7. Jurgen Locadia to Persepolis. Easily taking the crown for the most random transfer of the summer is Jurgen Lacadia, who's decided to pack up, leave Europe and head east. But not to usual suspects Qatar, the UAE or Saudi Arabia or even China. No, the 28-year-old Dutch forward has signed with the Iranian giants Persepolis. Now most people in the UK probably remember Lacadia from his days with Brighton. Signed for £15 million back in January 2018 after rising through the ranks at PSV Eindhoven, the young forward became the Seagulls' record transfer. But Lacadia flopped in the Premier League, only scoring 3 over the next 4 years and spending time on loan with FC Cincinnati and Hoffenheim. Last season, the 28-year-old scored twice during a 6-month spell with the Bundesliga minnows Bochum, including a goal against Bayern Munich in a famous 4-2 win. Yet instead of staying in Germany or accepting offers back in the Netherlands, Locadia has chosen a life in Tehran. Persepolis have plenty of history, including 5 Persian Gulf Pro League titles in the past 6 years. But Iran has found itself increasingly isolated due to global politics, and Locadia is just the 6th European player in the division. Let's see if his bizarre career move pays off. 6. Kasper Schmeichel to Nice. It really seemed like Kasper Schmeichel was destined to retire at Leicester City. Having joined the club in 2011, the Danish stopper played a central role in a truly incredible decade for the Foxes, helping them return to the top flight before winning the Premier League and FA Cup. Twice named Leicester's Players Player of the Year, Schmeichel was just 21 appearances short of 500 for the club. But this summer his time at the King Power came to a grinding halt, after Nice moved to bring the 35-year-old to the south of France. On saying goodbye, Schmeichel listed his desire to keep growing as a person and need for a new challenge as the reasons behind his transfer. Plus, Leicester received around £900,000 for the veteran. Nice have some serious ambition too, and are backed by the British billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe. However, Schmeichel's opening matches for the Eagles haven't gone to plan. A draw with Strasbourg plus defeats to Maccabi Tel Aviv and Clermont are shocking results by Nice's standards. But hopefully things will improve once Schmeichel finds his feet at the Allianz Riviera. 5. Amadou Onana to Everton. Everton's ability to pluck cash seemingly from nowhere is a marvel to behold, as despite facing heat from financial fair play, the Toffees have landed another big blow in the summer market, beating a host of European sides to the signing of Lille's Amadou Onana. The fee, a hefty £33 million. There are many reasons to believe the Belgian midfielder can be a hit at Goodison Park. Still just 21, the 6'4" enforcer earned plenty of praise in Ligue 1 last year, ranking in the top 20% of players in his position for tackles, interceptions and aerial wins. Onana should then provide some vital steel in front of the Everton defence, which last season leaked over 1.7 goals per game. Everton fans will point to the cash earned from the Richarlison sale and potential Anthony Gordon departure as proof of funds for Onana, but the other unexpected aspect of the deal is why the former Hamburg star wanted to join Everton in the first place. West Ham were close to an agreement, but it collapsed after personal terms couldn't be set, leaving the path open to Merseyside. We just hope Onana doesn't live to regret joining a side so clearly on the decline. 4. Takefusa Kubo to Real Sociedad. Takefusa Kubo might only be 21, but the Japanese winger already has a remarkable 6 clubs on his record, not to mention a stint at Barcelona's La Masia. His nomadic status is thanks to Real Madrid constantly shipping Kubo out on loan to Getafe, Villarreal and twice to Mallorca over the course of 3 years. Sadly, he would never make a single senior appearance for Los Blancos. Given his loan moves never really caught fire, that isn't much of a surprise. 4 goals in 35 appearances during his initial spell with Mallorca in 2019-20 created quite a buzz, but the Kawasaki native would only score twice more in La Liga over the next 2 seasons. That said, his defensive numbers are all consistently strong, while 3.8 shot-creating actions and 7.8 progressive carries per 90 hints at the attacking flair in his game. Clearly, this is what Real Sociedad have seen, signing Kubo permanently this summer. For the winger, it's a great move, a chance for a fresh start in San Sebastian with a club that finished 6th last term. A winner on his debut against Cadiz suggests this could be the perfect switch for both parties. 3. Dele Alli to Besiktas. The fact Dele Alli is leaving Everton is hardly surprising. Since signing with the club in January, the 26-year-old has started just 1 match in a Toffee shirt, totaling a mere 370 minutes of action. Hardly the resurgence many were hoping for under Frank Lampard. What is surprising though is the midfielder's decision to join Besiktas. Put simply, the idea of the 37-cap England international playing in the Super League at this point in his career was previously unimaginable. Even with his struggles in the latter years under Pochettino, Mourinho and Conte at Tottenham, it was still only in 2019-20 that he managed 12 goal involvements in the Premier League. Dele's decision to join Besiktas is being derided on social media, but let's try to look at the positives. Turkey loves its football, and Besiktas is a club rich in history and passion. Their manager Valerian Ismail will know Dele's qualities, having managed in England at Barnsley and West Brom, while in George Kevin Nkudu and Jedson Fernandez he has 2 former Spurs teammates to help him ease into life in Istanbul, a city like no other. Whatever happens, we hope Dele finds some happiness on the banks of the Bosphorus. 2. Alexander Isak to Newcastle. After starting the window by landing Sven Botman for €37 million and dropping another $30 million on Nick Pope and Matt Targett, things had gone quiet at Newcastle United. Instead of the mega spending many expected, it transpired that the Toon's Saudi-infused budget wasn't quite as monstrous as first thought. But clearly Eddie Howe had an ace up his sleeve, as after weeks of remaining tight-lipped on the matter, Newcastle have gone big in the market. Their new signing, Real Sociedad's Alexander Isak, and for a fee that could rise to a massive €70 million, unsurprisingly a club record. Isak leaving Sociedad always seemed like a matter of time, and Arsenal were always linked, but few knew Newcastle were closing in on the Swedish forward, and for such a massive amount of money. It's a concerning fee, as while the 22-year-old did net 17 across the 2021 La Liga campaign, last season he scored just 6, hardly the jaw-dropping numbers that are set to make him more expensive than Erling Haaland and Gabriel Jesus. We certainly hope we're wrong and Newcastle have got this one right, but that price tag is quite hard to fathom. 1. Casemiro to Manchester United. Let's be honest, no one expected Casemiro to become a Manchester United player this summer. But in football, money talks, and Real Madrid would ultimately have been stupid to reject the Red Devils' offer, reaching up to £70 million for the 30-year-old, especially given they've already secured his replacement in Aurelien Tchouameni. Casemiro has claimed that after nearly a decade in Madrid, he was ready for a new challenge, and that's fair enough, with the Brazilian winning everything available in the Spanish capital, including 5 Champions League titles. The opportunity to increase his salary to $350k a week over the next 4 years was also not to be ignored. It's easy to criticise this transfer as short-term thinking by United, handing out a monster contract to a player creeping into his twilight years. But it shouldn't be forgotten just how good Casemiro still is. One of the great modern defensive midfielders, only last season he peaked at 5.3 tackles and interceptions per 90, plus 3 clearances and 2 aerial wins a game, and a La Liga best 40% pressure success rate. United have paid a premium, but another world-class player has arrived at Old Trafford. So those are 10 transfers that we did not expect to go through this summer, but which ones would you add? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, drop us a like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and you'll never miss one of our videos. We'll see you next time.